So will Ethereum hit 100k by 2030? Here's the thing. Ethereum is way more than just a currency. It's actually a software platform with its own programming language and, yeah, you got it, its own currency called Ether, or more commonly called Ethereum. Since its launch back in 2014, it has spawned a whole ecosystem of apps, and the more apps built on its blockchain, the more Ethereum will be used, and the more valuable ETH will become. Today, something like 80% of DeFi apps use Ethereum. You can think of it like Apple's App Store. Users can play games, use social media, buy NFTs, trade currencies, and earn interest through staking. But everything's decentralized, meaning no one major corporation, for example Apple, has control over it. And this is the reason a lot of analysts think Ether is eventually going to overtake Bitcoin in the long run to become the most valuable digital currency out there. The question is just how high can it go? Hey investors, I'm Kylie and welcome to the channel where I break down the tough to understand financial stuff that impacts us all. And this is not financial advice, so don't take it as such. Always do your own research. Okay, let's get into the video. Okay, so let's take a look at what some of the analysts are saying. I actually put together this table of different analyst predictions for the price of Ethereum for 2025 and 2030. So by 2025, analysts believe Ether will hit somewhere between 8,700 to 16,000. And by 2030, it will reach between 19,000 and 100,000. At the average prediction price of 12,900, that's about a 3 times upside from current prices by 2025, which equates to a 32% compound annual growth rate. At 2030, the average price estimate figure of 54,977, you would be expecting a 13 times growth rate, which equates to a 33% compound annual growth rate. And if it were to reach 100k by 2030, that would give it a market cap of 12 trillion, which would be more than the market cap of gold today. And the 100k price target represents a massive 24 times upside and 42% compound annual growth rate. Even if we scaled our price prediction model back a bit to say 10k by 2025, you'd still be looking at a compound annual growth rate of 24% per annum, which is pretty impressive. But then if you put it into perspective, well, not as impressive as its growth up until now. If you look back historically at the price of Ether, it's grown on average 290% annually since its launch, starting from just 31 cents to more than $4,000 today. A recent survey conducted by Finder gives a pretty solid indicator because it compiles 50 price estimates from global fintech specialists. And interestingly, 63% of panelists in the study said that now is the time to buy Ethereum. Also, 11% of panelists thought Solana would overtake Ethereum before 2025. 72% said Solana would not overtake Ethereum. Okay, so what's behind these price predictions? So you can use technical analysis to determine where prices will be in the short or long term based on the current trends, but if the fundamentals change, so do the trends. Instead, a lot of long-term price predictions by analysts are based on Ethereum's fundamentals and whether Ethereum's technology is going to continue to advance, and also how popular it will be over Bitcoin. Thomson Reuters technologist and futurist Joseph Raczynski gives a forecast of $12,000 for 2025. According to him, it comes down to the need for Ethereum to scale, which is happening now. And if it's able to do so, it'll be like Google for the metaverse. In other words, this is a very big play. No other organization is as careful about its focus on the ethos, but aware of market changes than Ethereum. But his prediction is actually pretty modest compared to many others. CoinMama CEO Sagi Bakshi thinks it will hit 40,000 by 2025 and 100,000 by 2030. In Bakshi's view, Ethereum is well placed to dominate the smart contract platform space. They said it's still too early to tell who's going to win the smart contract platform war, but ETH certainly looks like it's in a top position. Okay, so what could push Ethereum past 100k? Okay, so throwing a 100k price prediction out there is all well and good, but what will it actually take to reach those levels? Well, there's a bunch of hypothetical scenarios which could enable Ethereum to surge to these levels over the next decade. And one of the biggest factors here is ETH 2.0 and future upgrades. So here's the biggest blocker for Ethereum. Its network has a congestion problem, which makes it slow and costly to use. For example, if I wanted to buy an NFT worth $1,000, it could cost me anywhere from $30 to $1,000 in gas fees, depending on how congested the system is. For example, I found this article by Cointelegraph talking about how Ethereum gas fees have gone through the roof. And in fact, just the other day I went to stake OHM and I got hit with a fee of around $900, which I didn't accept. This has been good news for competitors like Solana, which have been capitalizing on the fastest blockchain narrative, but Ethereum is due for a major update, which could change all of that. Ethereum 2.0 can theoretically support up to 100,000 transactions per second. Currently, Ethereum can only manage 13 transactions per second. So upgrades like this will make Ethereum more scalable, secure, and sustainable. Plus, it should bring down these crazy high gas fees. And it could also assist in cementing its dominant position in the market. Plus, it looks like this update could be out by June 2022. At least that's the theory. Mainstream adoption is another part of it. Corporates have recently been adding Ethereum to their balance sheets. Additionally, a number of financial products offering exposure to Ethereum are beginning to spring up. A good example would be the Grayscale's Ethereum Trust, which alone holds over $14 billion worth of Ethereum. And mainstream firms continue to adopt Ether as a payment method. For example, Upwork and PayPal now allow Ether. The reason corporates and institutions are important is because they're the big buyers and they have control over huge pools of capital. Even a small allocation from big funds could create big price action for ETH over the coming decade. Okay, Ethereum as a legal tender. If Ether was adopted by nations around the world over the coming decade, that would obviously be a huge bullish signal for ETH's price. For instance, Panama recently introduced a bill to legalize Ethereum. Even if Ethereum was not widely adopted as legal tender, it still has the potential to cement itself as the money of the internet and become the native currency used for smart contracts, gaming, the metaverse, social media, and NFTs. Well, while it's all fun to sit around and talk about how big your future bags of crypto profits might become, there is still a very long way to go and some significant risks as well. 100k is by no means a guarantee and is for now an idealistic view. There is still a small chance that Ethereum could slowly decline and may not even be around by 2030. For example, general partner at Purcell Crypto, Gavin Smith, thinks it's going to drop in value because of the high costs. He says Ethereum's developers have been extremely slow in resolving the transaction cost issues on the Ethereum blockchain. And he also argues that costs have reached a point where most smart contract operations are now too expensive to be reasonable. And on that, competition poses a credible threat to Ethereum, as networks that are cheaper, better, and faster come online and begin to gain market share. Of course, another key factor is that the cryptocurrency space is changing rapidly. Who knows what's on the horizon and how Ethereum will adapt to the changing landscape? And beyond the crypto space, global crises or systemic market risks could also put a stronger dampener on prices over the coming years and mean Ethereum does not rise to the price estimates I mentioned earlier. Okay, so in summary, could ETH hit 100k? Well, yeah, it could. Ethereum could become the crypto titan and swallow everyone else up, or it could become a strong player in a one of many scenario. Or it could in time fade into obscurity. These scenarios are all on the table, and that's what makes this price prediction so fascinating. And as with all things to do with the future, there is no guaranteed outcome. What we can do is keep up to date and learn and adapt to the changing future as we move forward in the future. Thanks for joining me. If you like this video, click the like and subscribe button to get more videos like this. I'm keen to hear what your Ethereum price predictions are, and if you have any suggestions or questions, feel free to add them in the comments below and I'll get back to you.